up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today. Let's be more specific. I almost just call it gameplay video. And today, we're gonna check out Dune Awakening. Now, I saw somebody didn't technically request this, but I happened to see somebody asking about how it ran in the server, the Discord server. So I figured, hey, why not just take it upon myself and do that? Although somebody could have just answered him by the time I get done with this, I guess. But hey, I can't even answer him yet because I don't know. So I figured either someone will tell him or I'll make the videos, and then either way, he'll get his answer. Or maybe he'll even get both, who knows? That'd probably be the best case scenario. Either way, we'll try out 1080p first, and I think on this system, we'll do a little different than the small form factor. I think we'll do the usual hop in there, just max it out, put Lumen on, even though it's stupid and all this other stuff, just to see what it can do. Maybe see what it can do with some FSR like that, and then from that point on, we'll just drop the settings and see what it can do. Like, you know, ultra, then down to high, and test FSR out on both of them, and so on and so forth. So with that all out of the way, it's game time. Well, all right. I think I got a little overcomplicated during these videos. So I might have messed up and not did stuff one-to-one once we get to the 1440p version of this video, but still. Basically what we're gonna try to do is just max the thing out, which admittedly is kind of stupid, and with ray tracing no less, just to see if it's playable. And we'll get some gameplay like that, then we'll turn on some FSR, then we'll turn ray tracing off, just with it maxed out. And I think we'll also do high the same way. And then we'll finish off with some medium, which will probably be the best way to play. So, why don't we get started?
Made it, off-worlder. Catch your breath. When the Thopter went down, the storm took us far off course. My leg is bad. I need to lay low and treat it before it gets worse. But fear not, off-worlder. Noctua can cover the ground between us with little effort. She will be my eye in the sky so I can continue to offer my sage advice and keep you on this side of the grave. Figure out how to craft yourself some clothing. That Mauler outfit won't cut it out here. The war of assassins has left debris scattered all over this sector. Salvage metal from the wreckage with your cutter ray, and use it to make a Mauler pistol and darts. Don't let the Imperial disdain for ranged weapons lead you astray. Very few people are foolhardy enough to use shields this deep in the sands, and that is to your advantage.
We shall now turn on some FSR. I don't know why I kept showing this part, to be honest. I know I stopped doing that eventually, I just don't remember when. So we're gonna do some quality FSR. Can't remember if it's actually playable or not, but hey, you guys will find out once we get into the game. But generally speaking, ray tracing doesn't go so well on AMD stuff. But hey, every once in a while it still gives us playable-ish FPS, so let's go see. Now let's just turn ray tracing off for a second here. And just see what the game can do maxed out. See if it even makes a big difference. Sometimes it really doesn't make a huge difference because the ray tracing of the game is just like shadows, or I think in this game it's reflections. Either way though, we have reached the bottom, which means it's time to get into that game. FSR time now for this thing, just ultra, with no ray tracing though. And I think it made a tiny bit difference. It's not a night and day difference everywhere. There's certain spots where this thing just drops frames like crazy. I think I even tested low off camera and it still dropped like under 60 here and there. So I was like, ah, shit, well, no point even doing that then. Just stick with medium and deal with some frame drops here and there. That's what I'd do personally, if this was my only system. But anyway, why don't we get into the game? Let's see what it's gonna do now. So here we go. We're going to drop it down to just high settings. But we're going to turn ray tracing back on. I think that's how I did this anyway. I guess we'll see. Oops, I forgot to turn shadows down to high. Either way though, it's time to get into the game.
I see someone. Target found.
Now we're going to try turning FSR on with the high graphic settings. And I'm pretty sure we had ray tracing turned on. Let's see as we scroll past. Oh, nope. It's medium time. So I guess I skipped some stuff here. So no, we're just turning. You can't even use ray tracing on medium. Well, unless you go back and turn the reflections thing. So it's ray trace reflections, it sounds like. And maybe lighting. Either way, let's get into the game, shall we? Now we'll try medium with some FSR, which I think gave us pretty good performance. Obviously FSR at 1080p doesn't look spectacular, but some people care more about FPS than looks. Me, I like having a nice balance of the two, and that's why I like PC, because I can usually fiddle with stuff until I get exactly my desired frame rate and graphics.
Reveal yourself! Enemy found!
Who are you? Need to reload! They're coming!
Alright. Let's get some camera recorded gameplay. Of course I'm dehydrated. When are you not dehydrated in a desert? And these seem to be the only sense of water I can find anywhere so far. And they warn you that if you do it too much, it'll fuck you up. So I can't rely on them forever, but hey, it is what it is. And unfortunately, this game is just one of those games where no matter what you do, you can't hit 60 all the time. Even if you put everything on low, you'll get to spots where it will not hit 60. So that's why I figured just keep it on medium. It's a shame, but hey, things get older. It's just starting to get so old that pretty soon we're probably going to have to start running everything on low at 1080p just to get like 60 FPS. Although, for the people who don't care about 60, I guess that's a win for them, because they can keep enjoying games for a lot longer on this thing than the people that want 60 plus all the time. And who knows, it could just be being wonky because it's at 1080p. Sometimes we get better performance at 1440. Although I don't think, we're not really getting that horrible frame times here, so I don't think that's going to be one of those times, because it's harder to run. But as soon as I say that, then it's like, oh, you want some stutters? Well, here you go, buddy, have some. We got plenty of stutters for you. But yeah, surprise, surprise, a new DirectX 12 game that's on Unreal Engine stutters. What else is new? Still though, for a game like this, you can still have fun with these kind of frame rates. You just know you're gonna have to.
There's someone here.
What you would call it? These people are interrupting me. You're just gonna have to deal with some drops under 60 here and there. That's all. No big deal for most people, but me, I would like a little more FPS. Like around this, if it got this kind of FPS all the time, no matter what, I'd be more than happy, even with medium settings. Because I mean, it is a mid-range computer. Most of the time, mid-range settings, especially at 1080p, work, but not this game. I don't know if it's like CPU bottlenecked or if something's getting too hot. I mean, the CPU is always at 96, so that's not it. The GPU seems to be getting like 88, 89 to 90. I think right around 95 or 93 or somewhere is where it'll start to actually throttle back from like the 2 gigahertz down to like 1800 or something like that. I don't know what the hell I did to it to get it to go like 1300 megahertz that one time, but I at least fixed that. I think somebody said, wow, your thing's worse than a 2060. I'm like, yeah, that's a problem. Let's fix that. Man, that sun is a scorcher, isn't it? They did warn me about that. Gotta get out of the sun ASAP. I gotta find some damn water. High up here. If I go down there, I'll surely die. We don't want to do that. I don't really care about dying that much, but well, I get a bunch of loading screens in the video if we can avoid it, right? Whoa, what the hell do we got up here? Shit, I gotta get out of the sun. Yeah, it's only dehydrating me more, really. Huh. Wow, so even this little bit is enough to get me out of the sun. Hell yeah, I'll take it. Whoa, almost done. That must be somebody's thing we made. What the hell? Alright, never mind. I think this controller might just be dying too. Now it's losing connection on this computer as well. I mean, unless it's out of batteries, but we had it plugged in for like the whole freaking time we were doing everything in my bedroom on the other two computers, so I really doubt that. I mean, unless this thing charges slower than the slow cotton molasses. You never know. But you'd think a USB-C power thing could charge a tiny ass little, what, probably like 200, 300, maybe 400, 500 milliamp hour battery. I don't know how much these are in there, actually. But this one's pretty heavy. I feel like most of the heft comes from the battery, so. But it still has one small little bit of RGB that would just waste battery. I could shut it off if I cared enough, but at least it's not as bad as the Stealth Ultra. That thing has so much RGB and a screen. It's like, hey, you want like 13, 14 hours of battery life with all that on? Well, we got you. That's still plenty for most people. Most people aren't going to sit there for 20, 14 hours straight playing a video game like me, but not great for people like me. Now I gotta plug it in. I hate playing with shit on a cord now. I'm way too spoiled by wireless stuff that actually works decently now. Well, except for when it did what it just did. That I still don't like. That won't happen with a cord. Unless, I guess, when this cord's fucked up. Then it will. So, nothing's perfect, unfortunately. That just seems to be what happens. Almost nothing in life is perfect. I'm actually happy about that. If things were 100% perfect, that'd be honestly a little boring in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people disagree. Oh wait, we already been that way like 4,200 times. I think I keep going that way because it's like, oh, what is that? It's like nothing, like usual. Do limit reached. No more do. You gotta do the do. Alright, now I can't like see anything in there, so. Nope, don't want to go off there. We'll die yet again. Anyway, I think that's probably good for camera recording gameplay. Anyway, why don't we wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Dune Awakening on the Asus G15 Advantage, 1080p anyway. And it was playable, but unfortunately we can't really seem to get 60 FPS no matter what. At least not everywhere. Sometimes we get good FPS, it seems like most of the time, but there's certain spots you'll just get 50 and 47 and shit like that. And it's a shame, but it's just the way it is. Even on low, I tested it real quick off camera. I figured the video's getting a little too long, and I just don't think this thing's ready for low yet. But in games like this, you'd think, oh yeah, I got to, but it doesn't really matter. In the same spots, it still drops about the same. So I don't know, maybe those are just CPU bottleneck spots I keep finding. No idea. Or the game might need some updates, or it's going to be like that forever because it's just an Unreal Engine 5 game, and a lot of those are hard to run and aren't most optimized, both at the same time, and that is not a great combination. But hey, at least it isn't super crashy, and like, at least it's not the most stuttery thing in the world. Like, I still think Silent Hill 2 remake stutters were the like absolute worst. Or actually, yeah, was that a remake or remaster? I can't even remember anymore, but the Silent Hill 2 game that was like the big Huss and the Fuss, or Castillo Protocol, that kind of shit, or Dead Space 2, those kind of stutters are what piss me off in a game, where you're just like, it'll be smooth, and then like all of a sudden, like you'll just get to spots that just suck on donkey dick, and you're like, man, this sucks, I hate this. But then it's like most PC guys with me, it's like, I still don't want to go deal with all consoles bullshit though, so we deal with it. Hopefully one day that'll stop, but I don't know. I think the way Unreal Engine 5 is done, it's just not gonna happen. There's always gonna be like a little stutter here and there. Even Expedition 33 had a little tiny little stutter every once in a blue moon. It's very, very minimal though. That one was honestly one of the best Unreal Engine games I played. So they knew what they were doing. They got every bit they could out of that engine, I feel like. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I think it's about time to wrap up with this so we can get started with the 1440p video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video though, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out guys.